Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ola. How are you doing today? I hope everyone is doing well. Okay, today we're going to talk about a very interesting topic. It's about express entry. I know for a lot of my videos, I just realized that I haven't really done anything on express entry because there are quite some people, younger people, who are interested in migrating to Canada, who are very qualified for express entry, but they may not know what is required, what's the eligibility, what is it for them. So that is why I'm making this detailed video about express entry, and I'm hoping that someone out there will find it very resourceful. Hello, express entry. Yes, it's actually a Canadian immigration program. Okay, it's points based. There are different categories, but I'm going to talk specifically about the federal skilled worker program. Like, are you a foreign worker? Are you skilled? Have you been working for years and years? And you have the experience, you have what it takes to come into Canada. Canada needs people who are skilled to fill up some of the job shortages that they have right now in Canada. So it's been going on for over a decade. I think it's been going on for over a decade, and a lot of people have migrated to Canada through the express entry federal skilled worker program. I know one thing for sure, that a lot of people who were not able, to fit into the requirements for this express entry program because of maybe age, because I know it favors people who are much younger. If you're within the age of 18 to 35, you have the maximum allotted points for age. Okay, so what are the requirements? What are the things you need to have to be able to qualify to lodge your application like into the express entry pool? First and foremost is your work experience. Do you have, you're skilled, you have a work experience, you've been working for probably within the recent last 10 years, and you've been able to work for continuously for 1 year. I think that's about 1,560 hours, about 30 hours per week. You've been able to, you're working and you have a continuous paid job, permanent paid job, not volunteer. If you volunteer, that is not going to count. Volunteering doesn't count. So you actually need to check your category, like your NOC code. Does it tally with what it has to be your primary job, like your primary job. Are you an investment banker? You check what is your NOC code, like your national occupational classification code for that job. Okay, so I know that the minimum requirement is 1 year, but if you if you have experience for over 3 years and above, you get the maximum, you have more points. Because it's points based, the more you have, the better you earn, like the better points that you get. Okay, and this all tallies to you being qualified to get into the pool. So if you're able to get up to 67 points, you will be able to get into the pool. Okay, so work experience is one of it. Secondly is under that work experience, we have the tier 0, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Those are the tier categories that you can actually use if you want to go through this federal skilled work pathway for express entry. The tier 0 is more like a managerial, like management jobs, like you're a manager, senior managers in whatever field you find yourself. Tier 1 is professionals, like you should have gone through the university, probably have your master's, you have your degrees in whatever you do, you have experience in that job. Tier 2 and 3 most likely like skilled in trades, technical jobs, skilled trades, usually probably diploma or training certificate programs. Those are, there's also tier 4, which is for like high school leavers. That is not, it's not eligible under this pathway. Okay, so moving on, the next is your language ability, your language test, be it English, be it French. Okay, two of them are accepted because Canada speaks both English and French. So how good are you in your English? How good are you in your French? So you have to either take either your IELTS, CELPIP. There are other ones that are acceptable. Okay, check for the one that you think you can do. You have to study for it because the more scores you have, the better for you. I think the highest should be about 8.5 or 9. So you need to really study, work hard, like study so well to aim at getting the highest points, because the express entry pool is really highly very competitive at the moment. So you should be able to aim for the highest points. You can try lodging. If you get up to that 67, lodge your application, and then if you think maybe you didn't get up to maximum point, you can try again and then put it back in, and like update your application. Okay, so that is it. Going forward is, and you know, in the English, it's not just English. And I remember when I first tried to take the IELTS tests, I was like, is it not just English? It's not just English. You have it into 4 parts. You have the reading, the reading, the speaking, and the listening. Okay, so those are the 4 categories that you need to really do well in it. There are a lot of resources online. There are a lot of them. Go to YouTube. There are a lot of contents about how you can study, and resources you can use to help you, to make a very good grade in your IELTS, in your English ability tests. So moving forward is your education. You have your master's, you have your degree, you have your certifications that you have needs to be evaluated. You need to be assessed by some organization or bodies who are able to assess it, to actually know what you have. So I know one for sure, Wes. I don't have, you can check that out and see how you can start up your Wes evaluation to know when or how to go about it, the steps you need to take to submit your credentials for evaluation. So that is also very required, because if you need to claim points for education, you have a degree, you have master's, you have PhD in whatever field that you have, they need to see it. You need to be evaluated to know which level to be placed in Canada ranking system. Okay, so that is one. Another thing is age. This was what I was talking about initially. Like, the younger you are, the more points you earn. Like, in age, the total maximum points is 12 points. If you're within 18 to 35 years, you get that 12 points for free. You see, the more as you age, after 35, 36, it moves to 11, 37, 10. It keeps going until you get to, I think, about 47, 46, you have 1 point. So that is why matured people, it's not a good pathway for you to go through, because you just lose all that free 12 points. You know what 12 points get? You're supposed to have, the minimum you should have to get into the pool is 67 points, and you already have 12 points out of 67 for free because you were young, right? So that is it for age. Young people who are within this age bracket, it is an opportunity, it's a free point for you to get into the pool. So age is a very is one free criteria that is beneficial to younger people. Now, do you have a job offer in Canada? Do you have a valid job offer? I know there are a lot of frauds, that has scams that have to do with job offers. A lot of people have been messing up that opportunity. People give out fake job offers to people that are not eligible, jobs that do not exist. People pay so much for them. Those would never count. That will never count. If you're caught submitting something like that, it may even it may put you in a very tight situation where you may end up being banned. Okay, and you don't want to be banned. 5 years ban is not good for you at all. So job, you have a valid job offer, I say valid job offer, that gives you an additional point. I think it gives you about 10 points if you have valid job offer. If you have relative in Canada, it gives you 5 points. If you've studied, you have a fast, if you have a last, like you've studied before in Canada some time ago, you get additional points for it, like 5 points. If you have worked in Canada, maybe you or your spouse, if you're married, your spouse have worked in Canada sometime before, it gives you an additional point. Okay, these are all the points that are calculated that are over 100. So if you're able to score 67, you need to go check your CRS score, the comprehensive ranking system. If you put in all these things, it will give you what your score is. Once you get up to 67, you can go ahead and start your launch your application into the express entry pool. Now, that is it. Those are the criteria. Now, you also have to be prepared for proof of fund, because Canada don't want you coming without anything. They need to be sure that you have what it takes to, you have the resources, you have the funds that will help you settle when you come in. They don't want to see, once you come in and you don't have a place to live, you don't have food to eat, you don't have the necessary things, especially probably you have a family and you come in, you're stranded. No, you need to have something to help you settle when you come in. So for one person, it's about $14,690. If you're married, maybe you and your husband, your wife, her wife and husband, husband and wife, it's 18,288. If you husband and wife and you have a child, $22,483,000. It keeps going, Canadian dollars. It keeps increasing as the family size increases. So in all of it, like I said, if you're able to get your 67 points, you're able to get into the express entry pool. So getting into the pool now determines if you're going to receive invitation to apply. That's the ITA. So the more your score, so when you get into the pool, then you can start checking to see, okay, do I have adequate score? What was the last draw? How many scores was drawn on? Like, what can I get? Where can I add up? Do I need to retake my English test to get more points? Do I need to retake my English test? That is one area you have control over, because if you're able to do better in your English test, it can increase your points. Maybe you have a family member and you do not realize you're a family member, or probably you think, why not contact them and see if they can actually help you? So all of those, can you try checking for job offer? Do you think you have what it takes? Like probably you're in the tech industry, or you're in the healthcare industry and you're able to secure a job offer from here, it gives you an additional point. You know, all of that helps to boost your points. So going forward, getting into the express entry pool is one criteria, because even if you want to try the provincial nominee programs in the other provinces in Canada, you have to at least be eligible to be in the pool, because before you can try out those provinces also. And for what is what, I know that provinces have more easier criterias. Okay, they have easier criterias, like for Manitoba, if you have a family member, a close relative there, it gives you an edge. Like you get up to like 12 points, because if you're going into if you want to try their PNP pathway, it gives you just 20 points for having a sister, a brother, a sibling, an aunt or mom or dad or whatever, close relative. It gives you that point, and that can help you tremendously. Do you understand? So once you have your express entry lodge, look at provinces where you think you can fit in. You can try the Saskatchewan too. You can try Manitoba. You can try Nova Scotia. You know, those are just check, do your research. Don't just base your research on just what you see on YouTube. You need to also try to check some things. There are lots and lots of information. There are resources online. Go to Canada website. That's where you can get the authentic information. I know some agents will tell you blah blah blah, do this, do that, but you just need to know what you are doing. Even if you have to pay an agent, you should know what you are doing, so that you even know when some of these agents, I'm sorry to say, some of them who are not certified, some of them who are just You know, I know this, I know that. They tell you stories because you don't know anything. You've not done your own homework. They sell anything to you and you believe. So you need to be intentional. You want to do this. It is for yourself. Knowledge you know now, you know it. It is yours, right? So why not just try? Do the extra work. Check. Go to those websites. Check and check. Get what you need to go. Get what you need. Get information you need to get that will help you in this, your journey. So yes, I believe that if you start up with this and you're able to start gathering all these eligibility criteria, start looking at where you fit in, try to check to know your tier, your certification, get your education credentials evaluated. I think that takes a while. It takes a few months. Okay, you can start with that. Try and start reading for your IELTS exam, CELPIP, your French exam. If you're good with French, you can try that and start reading for them, studying for them, register and write it. Just try it out. Gather everything you need to gather. The job experience that you have. See if you can start getting references and get those references. Make sure it tallies with your NOC code. Okay, make sure it tallies with that, your primary job. They have those skills, the skill set, the skills that you need for that job. Ensure that those are the same skills that you have on the job that you want to use. Okay, so these are the things you have to start working on. Start putting these things together. The proof of fund is also something I know can be challenging, but when you have this going and you get before you get your ITA, you can start working on them. I have a video on proof of fund, okay, but I think that is for through the study route. I will do another video on proof of fund, what is required, what is accepted as your proof of fund, the legal documents that you need to submit for proof of fund. I'm going to do another video on that, so because I know it's also a very big challenge for a lot of people. Some people have all of this, but the proof of fund is nowhere to be found. And you know that in Canada, it is very, very important. A lot of people come in and they are not prepared for these things. It doesn't just happen. Like, you don't just start working immediately. You don't just start earning immediately. You need to have something that you're coming in with to help you at least settle before you get that job that helps you go by. So these are the things that you need to do if you want to consider the Federal Skilled Worker Express Entry Program. It's the immigration program that I feel it's very transparent. Like, if you put all these things together, you can see where you are. So start working on them, okay? And hopefully there's a place for you. Probably you'll be the next that will be the next draw. Maybe you'll be among one of the people that will be in the next draw if you have all these things set. Okay, I hope I've been able to share one information or the other, or I've been able to answer one question or the other. If you have watched up until this point, please like my video, subscribe, share to people, family members, friends, people who are curious about knowing what it takes to move, okay, to relocate to Canada. Share my video, like it, subscribe, okay, give it a thumbs up, and I'll be back again next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.